What do we need, Todd?
We need theme music when we start this Facebook Live stuff. That was an awesome theme music. Here we are again with Get Virtual with Getaway Reno Tahoe. Todd and Megan here. And I know there's thousands and thousands of people watching this today, Megan. And you've put together a great show. We've got some great guests. What's going on today?
Well, this is all about Tahoe local love. We've been spotlighting what various communities are doing to be able to support one another from an individual level to a business level, and of course from a nonprofit level. So that's today's show. We're all about Tahoe local love.
That's awesome. And by the way, I got some comments yesterday about all the comments about how great you were. And I got someone that told me that they thought I was doing a great job of making you look very good. So
you know what? That's totally it. You're the best co-host when you are on mute.
Thanks so much, Megan. I appreciate the support. Let's talk about a little positivity. Here I got a little clip, and I think a lot of people have seen these around, but I just wanted to kind of share it just in case you haven't. This is like, you're seeing this around the world where people are like at shift change in hospitals. They're actually applauding the nurses and all the healthcare workers as they leave. I mean, that's really inspirational, just showing us these people on the front lines of what they're doing, and it's just really quite amazing stuff. So, I thought I'd share that really quick so people could see it. I know people have probably seen that everywhere. I'm also thinking, something we shouldn't forget is people at the grocery store, people at some of those essential businesses. They're really putting themselves, on in that way to make sure we've got those supply lines. Maybe we should start applauding those guys when they leave Safeway. I'm thinking, I don't know.
Right. You're absolutely correct. I mean, it's all those individuals who are still working, even public transportation, right?
Yep.
Even waste management companies, even janitors and staffs there to clean. And we'll kind of dive into that a little bit more with a local business, Lake Tahoe Ale Works, and their staff who are behind the scenes still doing a takeout, curbside pickup, but keeping the facilities clean and pristine while all of this is going on. So you're absolutely right. I think it's something to note too in that video with clapping for the doctors and the nurses, really pay attention to not just the toll that we're seeing of number of confirmed cases and inevitably deaths as well. But those who recover and those who are saved and those who, who survive this, because those numbers are big too. So yeah, pass on the positive.
Always pass on a positive. So I think we'll bring in our first two guests here and have them talk a little about some of the stuff going on, which is
a great transition, actually. So we'll have Chris Kaiser from the Barton Foundation, who can give us an inside understanding of what they're trying to do and what their needs are and how the community can help. And then, of course, we have Luca with Lake Tahoe Ale Works, a business owner who's right in it, giving back to all of us and fueling us too. So thanks for joining us.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
Hey, going great. Thanks for having us.
That's great. Yeah. So now, Chris, you're with the Barton Foundation. Now, you guys have been doing some amazing stuff out there. I'm seeing you out in the news and really being proactive, which, isn't always the case with some of these things. But I've seen, you got matching grants going out there and other things happening. But maybe tell us some of the other stuff that you're doing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a lot going on right now. And I think one of the neatest things that we have is the mask sewing project. So we're asking community members to actually sew handmade masks, and this is in response to a worldwide shortage of surgical masks. And we've had a tremendous response. And just yesterday, in fact, Todd and Megan, we turned over 550 handmade masks to the hospital, all handmade by community members.
And I see, Luca, you actually had one of those masks. Did you receive some donations?
Absolutely. It's more fun if I talk with it on. If you can't tell what I'm saying. No, I actually just saw on Facebook a friend of mine that had started sewing masks. I'm not sure if she was directly tied to the Barton Foundation initiative or not. Nonetheless, it looks like she's executed pretty well what the Barton Foundation is trying to get after. I mean, I just reached out and said, hey, you know, we're trying to be really mindful of keeping our people safe and also keeping the people that are coming in to, you know, order pizza or curbside takeout from us safe on the other end. Will you make us a round of masks? And she was like, yeah, absolutely, we'd love to. And she called me like an hour later, like, your masks are ready. I'm like, an hour? Gosh, I was expecting like a day or two or, you know, next week or something. But, so yeah, we're really grateful. And, you know, it's just actually kind of fun for the staff to not, you know, be wearing, you know, just like a surgical or a dental kind of mask, you know, but, you know, something that's handmade and that you can feel the love on it. And it's everybody kind of supporting one another and, you know, trying to connect and you know, get through this as one.
That's awesome. You know, and I think that's we had this theme throughout the week about, you know, even though we're isolated, you know, community and support is not disappeared, right? We still got that community stuff going on, and, you know, that support for one another, even if it is from afar, you can still reach out to people. Now, Chris, you were saying 550 masks. I'm kind of curious. One, how long and how much of your need does that meet? And number two, what other kind of aspects do you have going on in Barton Foundation?
Yeah, so really that's kind of, I think, scratching the surface on our needs with the masks. Obviously, being cotton or cotton blend, they're washable. But, you know, with the prediction over the next 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we're going to need a lot more masks. And there's a great need there. The downside is that we're out of material. So we're asking people in the community to contact us if they have extra sewing materials in their homes, and that would really help our effort. So I would ask people to reach out to Jenny Taylor, J.E. Taylor at bartonhealth.org, and she can direct you on how to drop off the materials.
Awesome, and we'll try to include that link on our.
Yeah, absolutely. Todd, the other thing that we have going is on March 18th, we dropped a COVID-19 response fund, and we had a matching grant from Barton Health, and we now have over 6 figures in that fund, and that fund is designed to help community members who are impacted by the virus, primarily the elderly, those dealing with food insecurity, first responders, healthcare workers, and really people with emergent needs. And this deal is so fluid, I think it feels like it's changing hourly. So the emergent part is probably meant to address issues that we're not even aware of yet. So it's very comprehensive, and it's designed to provide direct assistance to needy community members.
And just to kind of recap that, where can people find more information, both from the sewing kit element to be able to fill that need, and then also to be able to donate to the fund directly? Because I know that Todd and Luke both want to learn how to sew.
Yeah, that's I do as well. I really do. So more information is available at bartonhealth.org/foundation. So I would direct people there. And can I do the classic infomercial? But wait, there's more. So we're also in the middle of a personal protection equipment drive, PPE, as it's come to be known now nationally. So we are accepting donations at our office at 2092 Lake Tahoe Boulevard, and that's for like N95 masks, disinfecting wipes, hand sanitizer, face shields, goggles, and now even scrubs, because scrubs, there's a shortage of those in the country as well right now. So we have all that information on bartonhealth.org/foundation.
Wow, awesome. So, Luca, I know you're talking about getting these masks for your group. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Talk about life-saving stuff. Take out food. I've got a family with 3 kids, right? And you know what? We're stuck at home. We're trying to do stuff. There are so many days where I'm just like, I do not want to cook. I want to grab something and get it. What do you offer for families as far as coming and getting food and having that stuff for the families?
Well, we know that people will not be able to survive this without an Aleworks pizza. So there's no question there. So we're doing what we have to do. I totally understand. But no, we're looking at this in two ways. But at least, from my point of view, one is very important. We're trying to keep, our staff, our core crew stimulated, connected. And by staying open, even with just the curbside element to the operation, it's keeping our crew together and on the same page. And that connection is really helping us internally to navigate these waters. The second is more what you're touching on, and we recognize that this is a tough time for everyone, and having to cook every meal of the day at home. And not just that, but to have your kids at home with you all the time because they're out of school, is just tough. So we really want to be there for the community. And so what we've done is we came up with a family meal deal, again, targeting our local families and trying to provide something that helps out. And what that is, it's a choice of 3 of 4 of the following items for $25, a cheese pizza, a specialty pizza, a Caesar salad, and then one of our wood-fired wings. And so that's essentially offering a little bit more than a 50% discount on what those items would normally cost people. And we know everybody needs to do some drinking during this time, and we are known for beer. So we're adding 2 canned or bottled beer products for another $5. Again, very steep discount. We're trying to be a one-stop shop to get the family fed, and hopefully with some food that people actually enjoy. But wait, as Chris said, there's more. So we tried to be really quick to adapt, kind of seeing what was coming down the pipeline with the curbside and takeout initiatives. And likewise, we're getting ready to transition and roll out a delivery option internally. As of tomorrow, Friday, we will be doing delivery between Tahoe and Myers, including North Upper Truckee neighborhoods. And so we're just trying to continue to evolve and extend the offerings that we can that we have control over to help people out. We know there's some people out there, a lot of people out there that really aren't comfortable leaving their home right now. And so we're doing it's going to be a contactless delivery where it's all paid for. We drop the food at the doorstep, knock on the door, step back, make sure the people got their food, and then everyone waves and we go our separate ways again. So again, just trying to stay ahead of it and trying to offer everyone, the best that we can.
Right. And I think, that sounds like a new Friday night theme where it'll be family picks up a pizza and then it picks up a sewing a mask kit from the Barton Foundation to have a craft night. And on that note, I think we bring in our final guest who will have some words to the community and all of us, who's definitely on the front lines as well, Mr. Mayor Jason Colin.
So I was thinking about this. My kids were screaming in the background. I don't know if you guys could hear it. And I thought of Jason. I'm like, I hope it's not him screaming off the screen here,
Nice plug, Jason. Nice plug.
I like it.
I hope you're ready to speak with your mouth full.
I didn't get any beer delivered with it, though. That's the problem.
We'll send to Koa.
Oh, thank you.
Mayor Colin, you're probably not busy at all down there, at the city. I'm sure there's not much going on, all that sort of stuff. What's going on? Tell us something. You've got to have some great story. You've seen these stories around town of people having a great time, having positivity, and lots of giving back. So like that, this is a great community. Tell us a great inspirational story that you've seen.
Can I show you how it's felt lately?
Yeah.
All right. No, I mean it's been a wild ride for sure, but I think we're doing a lot of really good things in the city and to really do what's in the best interests and the health and welfare of the community. And when Megan was speaking earlier to all the people who are out there on the front lines, all the cities, a lot of the city staff, the public servants that are out there, law enforcement, community service officers, first responders. There's a lot of the city staffers are out there where they're, at potentially increased risk for transmission. So we've got a lot of local heroes that are doing their jobs to keep the essential functions of the city moving. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday with the sunny weather, there were street crews out and about and sealing roads and filling up some of the cracks and potholes. And so they're getting out there and trying to keep all those things that, I would say generally take for granted. Everybody wants great streets and we want a safe community. But we don't always fully appreciate the people who are out there getting that stuff done. And right now it's, there's just a lot of complexity to it to make sure they're keeping themselves safe and keeping the community safe as well. So I think those are probably the unsung heroes in the community, in our community right now, are a lot of the city staff and the leadership and just everybody who's working tirelessly to make our community as safe as possible and to try to keep visitors away for right now. And you guys have, it's funny when they take a little sound bite from me that says, the mayor says, stay away from Tahoe. I also said, please stay away right now. We want you back as soon as this is over. We know that, our visitors are, that's our lifeblood here, and and this is our home, and we need to protect it right now. And so people for the most part are doing the right thing, and that's what's really nice. The governor's initiative or his direction with the order was do the right thing, and most people are doing that. So we appreciate that, and we hope that that people continue to listen to that and just stay wherever they are for now. It's tough. I understand if I was going to be stuck someplace for a month, if I was going to be in an urban core or it could be in Tahoe, I'd sure prefer to be here. So I don't blame people for wanting to be here, but I do appreciate that people are choosing more and more to do the right thing and just stay put, stay where they are, because we do have limited resources up here, and we want to make sure that we continue to manage them best as possible. And our friends at Barton Health are doing a great job preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. And and we're seeing in California, I think the measures that we're taking and being proactive and pretty aggressive, we're slowing it down and flattening that curve some. And hopefully we stick with that and continue that trend for the best possible outcome in all this.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Jason. And Chris, I feel like you have so much on your plate that you're getting ready for and preparing for. So we just want to say thank you for sharing your needs and getting the word out. And real quick, one more time, where can people go to find information about those necessities, the sewing kits, as well as donations?
Yeah, our website is bartonhealth.org/foundation. And that's a pretty comprehensive site for any and all information. I also wanted to give a shout out to Luca, who's also a Barton Foundation board member. So thanks for your help on that, all your help there, Luca. And I think I'm going to make my way over at about 5:30, 6 o'clock for a takeout order.
We'll be ready for you.
All right. with a couple of beverages too.
They'll be cold. I can assure you of that.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Chris.
Thank you.
I think on that note too, right, with some beverages to go, Luke, I believe that you have a virtual cocktail hour that is coming up tomorrow that you will see us all at. Something that is pretty interesting, a brick and mortar business transitioning to the whole virtual world, which kind of ties into what everyone's doing to adapt in this new temporary reality.
Yeah, so I had a happy hour, a Zoom call happy hour, like right when this had started with some of my friends from college. And it really just like light bulb went off. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much we all kind of long for that social interaction. And we're like, goodness, why aren't we doing a cocktail hour for Aleworks? We're a bar and tap room. And so we're kind of positioning this towards our State Line location. We have a full bar down there, whereas we don't at our Y location. And yeah, we have one of our bartenders. Last week it was Maddie. We'll have new ones tomorrow. And they're going to just make some fun cocktails for people. And, people can either take notes or drink their own beer or wine just along the way. But we try to make it very interactive and conversational, with just a loose structure to it. But more about just getting the community together, anyone who wants to participate, and just have some fun for a half an hour, see some faces that you haven't seen in a while, and just feel that, that human interaction, even if it is only screen to screen for the time being.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been to a few of those, and they've been quite popular. And I got to give you hats off to really trying to put that together, Luca. I mean, that's a great function. It's worked out really well just seeing those people out there.
Well, and likewise, thank you guys for supporting the initiatives along the way. I really appreciate it.
No worries. And where can they find out information to where the login for this happy hour, the virtual copy?
We're trying to drive it all through social media.
Okay.
For the most part. So there's a Facebook event page that you can find off of our Aleworks State Line Facebook page, but then it's also being shared pretty regularly through Getaway, the Chamber, Tahoe Tribune, some of the partners that we have going through the whole initiative.
All right. Sounds great. All right, Luca, we'll see you later. And now we got just Mayor Colin here, huh? I know you've had some great things. I think those were really, really good points about, stay home. We've got about 2 weeks. That's really important that we stay home and just do our part and do what's right. And that's really a good point for people, especially with a small community like this. We've got all these facilities geared for people having a great time, not necessarily to take care of them in the hospital and things like that. If that was the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love this slogan that's going around is stronger together by staying apart. And I think there's so much value in that. And then back to what Luke is doing with the virtual happy hours and those sort of things is everybody's talking about social distancing. It's so important right now to remember that's physical distancing, but we need this social connection. So I love that you guys are doing this. I love that people are doing the virtual happy hours because we need now more than ever to stay connected. That's we as a community, as here in Tahoe, as a region, we need to it, as a state, as a country, we have to stay connected through all this. And it's tough when you don't have those face-to-face and the interactions. And even though it's not quite the same virtually, it's still different just doing this and seeing your face, seeing you smile, seeing you laugh, whatever it is, versus just, over the phone or a text message. So those things are so important for us to get through this and to maintain the momentum that we need to come out of this and start charging ahead. Because, first we're going to look for that little rebound, and then we are going to have to go full recovery and to get back on track. So that the more momentum we can keep through this, the stronger we are and the faster we're going to hit that recovery stretch.
Very true. No, I mean, that's a great point because, and we've been saying this is going to pass. We are going to get through this. This is going to go away eventually, right? Yeah. But right now we just need to be very cognizant of the fact that stronger together, apart.
Yeah, exactly.
No worries. Well, thanks for the great words and stuff like that. And glad you could take time out of your busy day to be here and talk to us. And, we really appreciate you leaders out here that are, having to take the call of duty and doing these things. Probably not what you signed up for when you originally signed up to be mayor. But, you're definitely handling it, in a great way. So thank you very much for your service.
Well, thank you guys very much. And thank you guys for doing this to spread positivity. Crises like this, they bring out the best in people and they also bring out the worst in people. And especially being in the public service and in politics, we unfortunately see a lot of the worst of people's side. So it's great to, I love the positivity. I love looking at what we can do together and just bring thoughts and ideas, bring solutions together instead of just saying what's wrong and the problems with everything. If we all just start brainstorming and focusing on solutions, we're going to come up with such great things. And you guys have been highlighting some of those people that are doing that with the masks, with the distilleries that are making hand sanitizer. We just have to keep working together. We're going to get through this, and then we'll get back to charging hard and having fun up here in our little playground.
I can't wait.
Thank you so much, Jason. And
right,
you'll be a guest bartender at the cocktail hour at some point.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
You shake things up.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Lake Tahoe community coming together, Tahoe local love. You were watching Get Virtual. That felt really good. You know,
really
and
good.
you see the trickle down effect.
Yeah, I mean, it is, we've been kind of dealing with a lot of these people out there that have been doing these different things. And obviously, both you and I have been really out there searching and looking for these different things. And how are people trying to weather the storm, and what kind of pivots have they done with their businesses? And it's really quite amazing how, it'd be so easy to lay down and just say, hey, I give up. Why am I even trying this? But so much positivity, so much, hey, what can I do? How can I help here? How can I do that? And that's just amazing to see. And, you look at someone like, Mayor Colin, who, this isn't his full-time job. He's a councilman, and he's got there, and it's not what he really signed up for, but he's stepped up and he's doing the stuff he needs to do to make sure that the town and the area and the region is going in the right direction. I've seen him on so many different panels discussing regional stuff, including across the state line. So just amazing stuff all across the board.
And if you have a story that you'd like to share and maybe possibly be spotlighted on Get Virtual, feel free to email us, renotahoe@planmygetaway.com. We're trying to do 3 shows a week, and with the subject line, Get Virtual. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Todd, a big thank you to our show sponsors, Tahoe Douglas Rotary, and partnering with us, because the more shares, the more likes, the more engagement that we get, obviously the more these stories are heard. So really amplifying those community stories.
Just real quick plug, I'm in Tahoe Douglas Rotary, so I did talk to the board. They just said they'd help spread this word. A lot of our nonprofits have gone through a lot of trouble and with trying to get the money. Tahoe Douglas Rotary does have an online auction going on right now, so if you're interested in giving stuff back there, they do give the money back to the community, and they can only get matching grants on the national level to leverage that money, so something to think about. And that'd just be at tdrotary.com.
tdrotary.com. All right, well, plan on cocktail hour tomorrow at 5:30, Lake Tahoe Ale Works, sewing masks with the Barton Foundation, and then also a virtual magic show with the Loft on Instagram Live on Saturday at 4 p.m. at the Loft Tahoe. So that's what I'm doing virtually. So,
and you will see us again next week. We're putting together next week's shows. We'll have posts about those. And other than that, guys, great seeing you. Have a great time. Stay healthy.
Thanks for watching.